A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
It's Jumpy Truck Friday. How about it, race fans? We're here tonight for week number 3 of the first season of the Special Stage Pro Truck Series. Welcome into Turn 200's coverage. Welcome in to the Midwest Mudder here at Crandon for the first time in channel history. And it's not quite the Crandon you're expecting. It's a little bit shorter here tonight, but still the action is going to be plenty hot for you. Tommy Cook hanging out with you as always, our resident Pro Truck champion, Mr. James Watson, aboard Booth 200 once again. Welcome back, partner. Interesting races last week at the Charlotte Rallycross course. Tonight we're back to a purpose-built facility, but that's not going to make things any easier on these drivers.
No, especially not. You don't have to deal with a lot of the most difficult corners of this place, dealing with the short layout. But that's not to say that the corners you are dealing with are that easy to deal with. They're not. There's a lot of kind of late apex, different lines you gotta take to really nail the corners and maximize your momentum off exit.
So you see it there on your screen. If you're not familiar, Crandon, right around a mile in length normally. We lopped about a quarter mile of it off. Take a couple of turns out right past the start-finish line there in turn number 1. There's a little shortcut through the track. and it still leaves in a couple of the more difficult parts of what is already a pretty short course. But that is the lay of the land for this evening here at Crandon for the Midwest Mudder up north in Wisconsin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the point standings heading into tonight. And those with a keen eye will notice that nothing changed up at the top of the standings, really, because Josh Edmondson and Sean Winkler scored the exact same amount of points last week. So that gap still stands at 100 back for Sean Winkler. And Edmondson, oddly enough, scored double max points last week, the same that he did in the first week as well. So he's got 100 over Sean Winkler. The biggest mover in the standings was Dennis Mickelson, who moves himself not only into the top 10, but into a tie for third with Joey Herbie. Not really surprised to see many of these names in the top 10, and certainly not surprised to see the two drivers that are atop the standings with Edmondson and Winkler. I mean, they have been putting on a show all season thus far.
Yeah, you kind of had a feeling that this was kind of how things would stack up when you got the likes of those two and Dennis, but that's not to say that we still can't get some movers and shakers here. Like, let's not forget it. It's not just those three. There's a lot of other ridiculously talented guys in this series. You know, the likes of Greg Johnson, Joey Herbie. Like, those guys can still be able to make hay and try to claw back some points here. Like, there's still guys you absolutely have to look out for.
Yeah, Joshua Hagee, race winner in the first week of competition. Mark Greco barrel rolled his truck last week and still came away with a pretty decent point stay to hang in the top 5 in the standings. For tonight, we've got 18 drivers that are set to do battle here, with qualifying coming to close here in about 30 seconds. And why don't you tell the folks what we might expect here to start off this one, because it's pretty unique when it comes to the off-road trucking.
Yes, sir. The Crandon Land Rush. Words that send shivers down any off-road fan's spine. Basically, think of the Land Rush start that you get from your average Supercross race, and then imagine it on steroids, bath salts, and cocaine. And that's what you're going to get tonight. You're going to have about all these trucks about 10 wide trying to funnel down into the beginning part of the course, which is about 3 trucks wide. So, as you can imagine, even if you're not good at math, you can still kind of understand that it's not going to be easy getting all them to merge all nice and together. So imagine some trucks flipped over, and imagine many trucks not having their hood or most of their body panels as we get into the actual turn 1.
Well, here we go for the starting lineup. Sean Winkler on pole, Joey Herbie, Josh Edmondson, Mladen Lakovic back in the top 5. Greg Johnson will round out that top 5. David Holdren, Josh Hagee, Joey Kirk, Matt Schlosser, Ryan Dye, your top 10. And then it's Stephen C. Thompson, Colin McDonough, Nicholas Pressey, Victor Aldrich, Sherelle Williams, Rodney Matney, Nathan Ramsey, and our buddy Matt Williamson in the lineup for the very first time here tonight with the Special Stage Pro Truck Series. Oh, boy. Look at him. Land Rush is about to be on. Is this intimidating for poor Matt Williamson, who just bought this track maybe 20 minutes ago after he found out I was not broadcasting on his account tonight. So very limited practice for him. Some other drivers jumping in there late, and they are about to feel it. The Land Rush is on. We're racing at Crandon for the Midwest Mudder.
Oh, boy.
Look at him.
Oh.
Trying to funnel in. At the
wow,
front.
No one flipped.
Not yet. It's not over. Headed into turn number 1.
Oh, there's a little bit. Oh, there's the argy-bargy.
Plenty of it, and lots of shed parts there as well. As Sean Winkler has the advantage right now, and this is the shortcut. Edmondson hanging close by Mladen Lakovic and Joey Herbie side by side, and there goes
Oh,
Herbie.
there's the truck flipping.
Herbie is
goodness.
tumbling wildly.
He landed it.
Well, he's going to try and keep going, I guess. Oh,
The
my.
Russian judge gives it a 6.
Legs apart for sure.
Oh!
This is Rodney Matney and Joey Kirk. So 2 heavy hitters with big problems right off the rip. The Joeys, Kirk and Herbie.
A bad night to be a Joey.
So far. This is Winkler, Edmondson. They have separated themselves from Lakovic and Johnson. Schlosser and Steven Thompson back in 5th and 6th, and still plenty to sort out behind them. Matt Williamson up 10 spots off the land rush. Keep your eyes on him for sure.
Well, here we go. Another class of the Titans, if you want to look at it that way.
It seems to be that way. That could explode at any minute, but these two are side by side right now for the final spot on provisional podium. Johnson looking for it down low. Slides up in front and will take 3rd away from Lakovic.
Real nice move from Greg there.
Ooh, Edmondson. Gonna hang out a little bit, losing some time now. As it's our classic scoreboard complete shuffle for no reason.
Yeah, this is another one of those classic jumpy truck, hard to pass tracks. That you don't have a whole lot of passing opportunities. But I also want to say it's one of the more easier ones to pass at, because you see there's a lot of different lines you can take at this track, especially at these corners. Like, you have to take such a wide apex into this one, because it's not a perfect kind of like hairpin. Like, you see it actually kind of curves out. So trying to kind of it's a bit of a late apex corner. So you kind of slide out and then kind of cut down and try to maximize your momentum off. And so because of that, you leave a lot of space open for someone to kind of send it on in here. And here, the line you have to take, it's more unique than the last corner, because you kind of slide in, you turn in early, you slide up, and then you kind of cut down and kind of straight shot it off. When you're trying to learn how to... Oh no, Ryan died.
Well,
He held it.
where did his hood come back from?
I don't
Did
know.
he hit like a big floating wrench in the middle of the track?
Oh, there it goes.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, so as I was saying, you basically kind of straight shot it off. It's really hard to kind of understand when you're first doing your laps here. But when you kind of nail it, I'm at a loss for words here. Basically, it's a hard corner to understand because it's so counterintuitive to what you think you would do. Like, you think you would just kind of hug the inside, but that's not what you want to do at all. You really want to straight shot it off. Those who are been around, Rallycross, Pro 4, and motocross specifically, it's basically the same kind of driving style philosophy that you need to take. Like, this is why you see a lot of supercross guys and drivers that spend a lot of time on dirt bikes tend to also be really good in off-road vehicles, because for the most part you're driving it the same way. And for those that haven't had a dirt bike and an off-road background, the lines you have to take on these corners, it's super counterintuitive to what you're used to when you look at when to turn in and when to hit your apex. That's the point I was trying to make. Boy, it took a long time to get there. Sheesh. Brain not braining.
It happens, you know, every now and then. There's one guy with a lot of dirt bike experience, Matt Williamson. Got battling ahead of him. It's Rodney Matney and Nathan Ramsey. They're going at it. Matt Schlosser has got his hands full. That's Stephen C. Thompson and Josh Heggie. That is 4th, 5th, and 6th. 13 laps to go. They're going to go by fairly quickly here. Just a 3/4 of a mile track. Still, we keep our eyes close to the leaders. Plenty of space from Edmondson back to Johnson, and from Johnson back to this grouping here. I do want to take a look at the start of this race.
No!
Stephen C. Thompson just nosing it into the barrier there on the inside, and now he'll fall right into Mladen Lakovic, who was running in 3rd at one point. Now has slipped back to 6th with a pass there on the 24th.
And look, Ryan Dye got his hood again.
How does he keep doing that? That's so crazy. Let's go ahead and take this at full speed. This is Joey Kirk. Oh, that was supposed to be Joey Herbie, though, of course.
Oh, I see.
Hit the wall there. Hit the post guard. Damn.
Yeah, he was trying to get that positioning on Lakovic. You know, like what I was saying earlier, it's hard to pass. So you kind of got to force your way in where you can, because a lot of times you'll see a defensive line going into the final corner and kind of close off the entry to where the car behind can't really get a nose in. And if you do get a nose in, it's usually because you're just kind of elbowing the other truck out of the way. So Herbie saw that little bit of opportunity. He knew that if he could get alongside, he'd have good positioning getting into the corner, and yeah, just cut it a little too close to the wall and the fence post there.
Sean Winkler's led them all thus far. Sean, technically a feature winner last week, as each of the heat races counted as a feature. Josh Edmondson behind him has won once apiece each week thus far. So tight in the
Yeah, it looks effortless, doesn't it?
Yes. It
And
really
like
does.
we saw from Stephen Thompson, it's not easy. It's very easy to just get it that tiny little bit wrong. But like they're doing it like it's nothing. And you know, I don't want to say it's nothing, but it kind of is. Like these are pro class guys, like world class drivers. They've turned, I don't even know how many laps around this place. Like in a amount of laps you can't even wrap your head around. So it's just so easy to just hit that mark consistently, lap after lap after lap. Now obviously they can still always make a mistake. You know, they're not perfect, but you can't really bank on a mistake from guys like this.
Well, hello to Joshua Matichek as well from earlier. Hopefully he's having a good time out at the Dirt Track IRL. Hello to anybody else that's watching. Drop us a chat, let us know. And let us know who you're rooting for as well. Not a ton of close battling on track, and this is certainly the closest duo that we've got right now for first and second. Ooh, little contact there. I mean, that's fine.
They're teammates. It happens.
I don't know. Is it better or worse when you get wrecked by a teammate?
You're giving me flashbacks here. Although now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure if they're actual teammates. It's just hard to say because they're so close and they hang out so often. It feels like they're teammates, but I'm not entirely sure if they are or not. I don't have the roster of Channel 199 at the forefront of my brain.
Got a problem from Nicholas Pressey, showing that he towed back to the pits. Yeah. Well, at least he stopped there.
Yeah, that would have been. I think the leaders were coming around the corner right when he did that, so that sure would have made the battle reverse a lot spicier.
Here's poor Matt Williamson in his first go around in the Special Stage Pro Trucks, about to get lapped.
He's doing a good job, though.
We'll wait to see if the leaders can get through or not. Coming to 4 to go. These two have not left each other's side this entire time. Check back in really quick on Joey Kirk and Ryan Dye. Kirk making a good comeback here, trying to anyway. This would be for 8 if he could get it done. There's Matt Williamson yielding. Nicely done.
And we see Ryan Dye had, in fact, lost his hood again.
And he's lost the position now as well. Well, wait. Next time we come back, it'll be back on there. Don't worry.
Oh, that's the closest Josh has been.
He could reach out and grab him, but Willie.
Ooh. Oh, he's there. Oh. But Sean just pulls him off the corner exit. That's what I'm talking about. The outside line in these corners, it's so overpowered. You can get back to the gas so much quicker. Especially since, all these corners are kind of switches. So you get inside position going into this corner, but then you're going to be on the outside for the next corner and not even really being far enough alongside to take advantage of that extra momentum.
Edmondson going to try and swing it out with 2 to go. Got some battling further back. Steven C. Thompson, Milad Makovic going at it for P6. As Edmondson looking to straighten out there underneath, but can't quite get this pass done. Oh, there's the shot.
Bit of right side romance.
We'll be looking for an out to in, but can't quite get her done yet. White flag. How bad does Josh Edmondson want it? He's hanging right there, staying on the quarter panel. Oh, Lakovic and Kirk have crashed further back. And Lakovic continuing to lose spots as Edmondson going for it here. A door this time.
Ooh.
Lap traffic ahead. Edmondson way out wide. Looking to dig deep
He's
here.
trying to cross over.
But Winkler keeps him pinched down and will cross the stripe to take the checker. Winkler on the board here at Crandon for round number 1 of the night. Edmondson a close second. Greg Johnson will take your bronze. Schlosser and Heggie, this will be the battle for 4th. Stephen C. Thompson not too far behind. Schlosser and Heggie round out the top 5. Thompson in 6th. Here's Ryan Dye in 7th. Joey Kirk will finish in 8th. And then it will be Lakovic and David Holden in 10th. Let's take a look quickly at what happened. And that is Kirk that got him. They both went around and lost positions. That is coming to the white flag. So nicely done for Sean Winkler. You will take his 2nd win with the Special Stage Pro Truck Series. And remember, we've got one more race here tonight. It's not over yet. Well, we do have a 4-minute warm-up here to dissect kind of what we just saw there. I don't know. It wasn't anything too unexpected. Even with a shorter track, though, lap traffic did not quite come into play as much as I thought it would. Everybody did a pretty good job of not making it the leader's issue. Let me know your thoughts on this. Maybe this is me playing devil's advocate. I feel like this is going to be the easiest place to get inverted because you're going to start 10 wide. You only have to get through on a couple of trucks. Do you have a counterpoint to that, or do you agree?
Oh, I agree completely. I was actually going to bring that up myself. Like, the invert and poor qualifying, it really doesn't matter here because, as you see, you've got plenty of room to work with. The only thing is that, you'll be on the back row, which is a little more difficult. And, you are kind of in the epicenter of the chaos, the hurricane, whatever word for destruction you want to use. So, you gotta be careful because we got through it cleanly. Honestly, that might be one of the cleanest Crandon starts I've ever seen. I'm still kind of baffled on the fact that we did not end with multiple trucks flipped over, and the fact that we had to wait a few corners for that to happen. I think that's kind of why my brain shorted out. It just couldn't fathom how clean we got through it. But it speaks to the talent level that we have in this series. But the fact that we are going to have some tri-sping through the traffic for Josh and Sean, etc. It's not going to be perfect because you are going to have some of the guys up in the front row potentially struggling with the start. Because the start here, it's a bit interesting because you see a lot of the trucks are on the grass. So you've got a lot less grip on the grass than you do on the actual worked in dirt portions. Now it's not as much of an issue with these trucks because they're so much underpowered, being the lights. If these were the Pro 2, oh, that's an absolute nightmare. It's just wheel spin for days. So you shouldn't see too many kind of botched starts because you don't have to worry about as much wheel spin. But you are going to have some differences in reaction time, from the front row to the back row. So watching Josh, Sean, Greg try to work through that, it's going to be where the action is. And then we'll see where the chips fall after that.
Well, let's give you a reminder of some things we got coming up here on the channel. Monday night, the chase will continue for Truck 200, round number 2 of the final 5 races of the season and of the life of Truck 200. That will be at Iowa Speedway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time for that one. That will roll us into Tuesday night for the Venom Truck Series, Leighton River Ellison Memorial from Michigan International. That will be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time for that one. Thursday night, it is the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series from Las Vegas Motors Speedway at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And next week, for the only time this season, we're going oval racing at Bristol Dirt. It is a favorite pastime of mine to take the lights onto the dirt at Bristol, and we get to see it on the channel for the very first time. Very excited for that one. Go ahead.
We may have a in-race reporter for that one.
Oh, very interesting. Well, we'll follow up on that here because we've got the starting grid. It's time to roll. As we are stuck in the upside down, apparently, and now the starting grid doesn't want to come on. Here we go. All righty.
It's the place where Ryan Dye's hood keeps coming
I
from.
think so. Joey Herbie going to start up front. Nicholas Pressey, Victor Aldrich, Matt Williamson, and Nathan Ramsey, your top 5 starters. Rodney Matney, Colin McDonough, Jarrell Williams, David Holdren, and Mladen Lakovic. Look there, Edmondson and Winkler, 17th and 18th. But like we mentioned earlier, they're going to be fanned out 10 wide for each row, so it doesn't really matter where you're scheduled to start here on the grid. Everybody is here. Everybody is going to give it another shot.
Oh, boy.
Land Rush round 2. We'll see if you speak it into existence. It was clean last time. Will it be this time? Oh, no.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, poor Victor Aldridge.
Oh, boy.
Oh, good gracious. Oh, no.
Joey Herbie's got the whole shot for now. Here is Nathan Ramsey going for it, and that was
Oh, no!
And Ramsey is tumbling.
Oh!
Everybody else piling in or getting a glancing blow at least.
No.
Oh, my dear Lord. Yeah, we made up for it here.
Yep. Greg Johnson almost got absolutely hooked into the wall.
And look at that.
Just like that, Edmondson is battling for the lead.
2 turns, and Edmondson is going for it. We'll look further back.
Oh, jeez.
These guys are still just bouncing off every single corner of every single truck. Edmondson and Kirk going for it. Said it was a bad night to be a Joey earlier, but now Joey is up front on the opening lap.
I mean, it's partially still not great to be a Joey.
That's true.
We
Joey
look back
Herbie
to yeah.
exploded. We'll take a look at that here in just a second because that was an absolute disaster.
Oh, he overshot that corner.
And Edmondson.
He's still going to have the preferred line here.
Got to find a way around. Sean Winkler right back into the fray here now. But Edmondson surges ahead around the outside and will take the inside into turn number 1 and will regain the lead. Or rather, he'll gain the lead for the first time tonight. He never saw it there in race number 1.
Great job by Edmondson to keep her planned around the outside. Yeah, I've been saying a lot about how the outside line is dominant. Except for that particular corner. The outside line just never really seems to work there. Like right here, that's exactly where you want to be. But coming up here to the final corner, it just does not work. But that time Edmondson was able to make it work, and he's going to try to set sail from John.
Well, I don't even know where we start. It was a mess from the drop of the green. I'm searching for where it all starts here. Let's just go.
Just go from the very beginning. it starts as soon as the lights go green. Yeah, he
Aldrich
just
Thompson. Oh my. And then we'll go up to Joey Herbie, who gets the whole shot. Here's Nathan Ramsey with a huge surge. And a zig into a zag, and Ramsey goes absolutely ass over tea kettle. And we're still not done.
Yeah, so what caused that is you see Herbie's truck kind of flicks to the left as they're going over the jump. Basically, the line going there at the barn corner, that the long sweeping left-hander, you kind of want to angle the truck to the left as you're going over that jump so you can already kind of land right in the line you want to be. If you wait, you're going to basically kind of slide up the track, and that's going to cost you so much momentum. So Herbie was trying to counteract that like you normally do, but the fact that he had Ramsey right there on his inside, it just kind of got together and just shot both of them up into the wall, and absolute calamity followed.
So Edmondson leading. There's Winkler in second. Joey Kirk still hanging on to third. Lockovic here in fourth with Josh Heggie not too far behind. Good bounce back night for Heggie after kind of a rough week at Charlotte Raleigh Cross last week. David Holdren up in sixth. And Greg Johnson back to seventh. Gerald Williams, Colin McMillan, and Rodney Matney the rest in the top 10. I'm not sure if Joshua Monacek is being serious or not, that he was upset that he missed the land rush. I don't know. I think I'd still have a good time even if I was points racing. Getting absolutely bounced around like that, that looks like a blast. Now, if I was Nathan Ramsey, I may not have had as much fun.
Yeah. Or Victor Aldridge getting hooked.
It might.
Basically, the moral of the story is it's always fun unless you get murdered.
And isn't that just one of the facts of life?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on how this battle is going to play out with the roles reversed. Because clearly they're pretty equal on pace. Oh, what in the world?
That was Matt Williamson, I think, throwing in the towel.
I'm so glad we caught that on camera. What a view.
It's almost like he knows what the broadcast wants to see. Well.
Do we classify that as insider trading?
I think so. I think that's completely fair.
Fan service.
Yeah, fan service. There we go. I don't know if he knew that he was going out onto another part of the track. Otherwise, I don't think he would have done that. But also, it was pretty funny. I'm not too sure he didn't get tangled up with Nicholas Pressey right before that as well to set that in motion, and kind of was missing most of the body paneling on that truck as well. So hopefully we'll see him back for Bristol Dirt next week.
I will say, I have been privy to a flying car here at Crandon. I remember doing one of the S2 Motorsport Vortex events where it's multi-class with the Pro 2 Lite, the Pro 4, the Subaru WRX and the Beetle Light, and it's
Lord.
at the jumpy truck tracks. And I got to be underneath, I believe it was a WRX in the Beetle Light that just absolutely yeeted itself over one of the embankments here at Crandon and just absolutely flew over me. And I busted out laughing because you were not expecting to see flying cars. And so when you see one Dukes of Hazzarding over you as you're trying to go through Cowboy, yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a memory that you can't really forget.
Ooh, little contact there. There's Mark Man in the chat. Tactical and practical. Way to be. This is about the biggest gap that we've seen, and it was only 0.7 of a second. I think a lot of that was set in motion when Winkler made a little contact there and kind of got tangled up with Edmondson and had to roll out of it for just a moment. It cost him that much time. So we'll go further back in the field, a little bit in search of another battle. Lokovic and Holdren right now running in 5th and 4th. Holdren trying to take this spot away from the 106. Joey Kirk not too far up the road there, so a chance of provisional podium here if Lawton can hold off Holdren and anybody else that may approach. Josh Hagee really not that far behind either. Greg Johnson putting in some good laps here to try and close this gap up.
What we really need is a Ryan Dye hood report.
It's gone. Now I'll cut back to the battle for 4th here, and we'll go back to Ryan Dye, and it's still gone. Okay. Oh, yikes! Tangled up with Steven Thompson there.
He almost lost more body panels to the upside down right there.
Oh, there's a big shot from Rodney Matney, and Matney is parked. Whoops. It's 2 Venom Truck Series boys getting their elbows out.
All in good fun, of course.
Bryce Stickers McQueen is not here in the chat, cheering on Rodney. We're closing back up to half a second here. Just a couple of truck lengths now. I'm sticking away pretty quickly.
Josh ran a little wider line that time, and it seemed to give Sean a little bit of a closer line.
Will they go wide again here in turn number 3? Yeah, Winkler, I don't know if Edmondson's really doing a bad job in that corner, but Winkler certainly has his number. But that's only one of 4 corner complexes here. Edmondson's got it pretty tidy the rest of the way around.
Yeah, Josh seems to be better through here, and you can see him kind of start to stretch it out. Although that time through the barn corner, where Sean was really able to claw back some time. Oh, that wasn't quite a send, but he put a little extra in that.
Four to go. Opportunities dwindling, just like they were for Edmondson in round number 1 of the night. It's go time for Sean Winkler here. Johnson, Hagee, Lokovic all getting close together further back in the field. We'll take a look at that as soon as we can. This is Hagee trying to make a pass for 5th. But nothing going yet. So go back up front to the leaders. Mile and a half to go. Oh, Sean really sent it in there.
Yeah, he sent it for all it was worth, but you know, didn't really look like he lost a lot of time.
Really didn't.
Dare I say, he might actually gained a little bit doing that.
1 to go. Well, if you're going to throw anything at the wall, now's the time.
Right.
Just outside of striking distance here, 0.6 of a second. Johnson and Hagee battling side by side for spot number 6. Hagee coming out ahead, holding that position for now. Winkler again, more of a straight line look there. Josh Edmondson has it unless Winkler really goes for it here into the final turn. They'll split the night. Edmondson will take round number 2 of the Midwest Mutter here at Crandon. Sean Winkler in second. Joey Kirk on the podium. Hagee able to hold off Greg Johnson. And as always, you know, you got to make sure. An extra lap just to be safe, and Edmondson now gonna he's gonna hit the rest of the course too. Why not? Whatever this is, it's gonna hurt. Oh boy! And Winkler Winkler does not fare quite as well there.
Hey, he's stuck landing.
Now that guy is in danger. Just standing there. Oh boy.
Well, I think of the shots he's getting.
Yeah. Probably got some great shots in the land rush. Well, I think that's about all we've got. We'll see if the results are going to cooperate with us here tonight. Now that I've found the correct button, they should, and they will. We finally have a full finishing rundown for you. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, but that's not quite true. But this is how they finish round number 2 of the night. We'll talk to your podium finishers, Edmondson, Winkler, and hopefully Joey Kirk as well here momentarily. 4th place for David Holdren. Mladen Markovic will finish in P5. Josh Aiken, 6th. Gray Johnson in 7th. Jarrell Williams, Matt Schlosser, and Steven C. Thompson in top 10. 11th for Colin McDonough. It is 12th for Ryan Dye. 13th for Victor Aldrich. 14th for Rodney Matney. And Nate Ramsey somehow going to finish this race and also finish on the lead lap. In 15th, DNFs for Nicholas Pressey, Matt Williamson, and Joey Herbie after the lap 1 accident. So, we'll wait just a beat to see if Joey Kirk is going to join us in booth 200 here, if it will just be our top 2 from both of our races tonight. After a very, very interesting evening here at Crandon. Of course, to be expected, I suppose. We'll go ahead and get this in motion. We'll talk to your winner from race number 1 and your runner-up from race number 2. That is Mr. Sean Winkler back in booth 200 here. How's it going?
Hey, great. Tommy, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for broadcasting this, as usual.
I mean, pretty fun night here. I mean, always fun when you get to win as well, and I would imagine it's always fun to cut it up with Josh Edmondson. Not that you've really had a choice this season.
No, I don't really get a choice, but anytime I can stay close with Josh, it's a good night. I got a little lucky in the first race there, got a pretty good hole shot, and it's tough to pass here. You really have to make a mistake to get around someone, so I just tried to hit all my marks as best as I could and hold tight lines and try to keep them at bay. So we did that in the first one, but, you probably saw that land rush. That was pretty spicy, and he kind of got around on the outside on people, and then that's kind of all she wrote.
Yeah, it does seem like the land rush, from an outsider's perspective, is sort of a double-edged sword. It's your best opportunity to move forward, I guess, just with not very many trucks in front of you, but, also knowing that there's 6 drivers to either side of you at any given point trying to get into turn number 1. I mean, how did you approach that, and how do you typically approach that?
Yeah, well, it kind of depends on where you're starting in the line there. So, towards the back there, 18th, I'm kind of set up to the left. So you just try to get a good launch, and everyone's to the right of you more or less, and you try to whole shot through everybody, and you get banged and bonged as you're going through, and you try to keep the trucks as straight as you can and pray, because you're going to get hit. It's just not if, it's when. So fortunately I was able to absorb most of the damage. I did lose a hood in the situation, but that's better than a loose fender will slow you down, but once your hood blows off, you get your speed back. So I was able to keep some speed there in the final race. Yeah.
James, what you got?
So, I was wondering, because I brought it up during the race, but then I realized I'm not entirely sure if I know the answer. Are you and Josh teammates?
We're kind of like on sister team. So he's Channel 199. He's on the good team. I'm Racecraft Academy. That's his other team that we got going on. So I'm on the Racecraft Academy side, and Josh is on the Channel 199 side. So we're kind of teammates, kind of not. So we work together, but we still battle when we can.
Okay, yeah, because I was talking about it, and then I realized I remembered Racecraft Academy, and I was like, oh boy, I think I'm talking out of my hindquarters here. I might not be completely accurate.
That's all right. Yeah, someone's got to hold down the Racecraft Academy fort. I'm glad it was me tonight. It was fun, but those Channel 199 guys, they're kind of a little bit quicker. So, if I can get close to them, then I'm happy.
Just enough not teammates to throw a fender or a door in there from time to time. That's always the sweet spot, if you ask me. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, just saying, yeah, you're right. Right about that. Yep.
Well, congrats on the win here tonight. Congrats on the runner-up in round number 2 as well. Let's get some shout-outs going for you before we let you go.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks again, Racecraft Academy for letting me race with these guys, and NLR and Real Broker and everybody that puts on this show. And again, all my fans in the stands, appreciate everyone watching, and the stream is great, and it's fun to be out here. And Matt for hosting this league. It's a pretty fun league to race in.
All righty, partner. Go celebrate a good night in here tonight.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully talk to you again in Bristol.
Certainly will. Hope so too. Oh, Bristol. Okay, that'll be fun. All right. Well, hopefully we see you next time. Yeah. See you, brother.
It is going to be a very interesting one next week. But as we talk to the winner of round number 1 and your runner-up from round number 2, we'll talk to the runner-up of round number 1 and the winner of round number 2. Josh Edmondson back on the top step for the third time this season in as many weeks. Welcome back to the booth. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we were talking about how hard it was to make passes once you get past the land rush where it is nothing but passes for however long that is. I mean, you position yourself really well there in that second race defensively, and mixing up your lines from the looks of it as well, from what you were trying to run on offense there in round number 1.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the track was a lot different in the second moto. And yeah, once I got out front there, I just knew I had to be consistent. I was kind of searching, like you said, looking for the grip. Maybe there was more grip outside of the slick. But these trucks are so slow, it's actually just run the same line through the slick, I guess, is what I kind of figured out. So, yeah, I learned a little bit in that one, but main thing was just try and, not give Sean an opportunity to make a pass, because it is, like you said, really hard to pass here. There's not a lot to separate on Crandon short, so you really have to hit your marks, and which he did in the first race. Congrats to him. That was a good race. He was flying, and I couldn't do anything about it. He didn't make a mistake, so I would have had to really get aggressive and move him out of the way, which I don't want to get dirty. So.
Well, I was going to say, we talked to Sean a little bit. You guys are on sort of like associate teams or what have you, but were you expecting any kind of bump or run there towards the end? I mean, he was trying some very interesting moves and trying to make something big stick in a couple of those corners towards the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not technically teammates, and even if we were, like, I think all of our teammates race each other really hard too. We all want to win, and we're all out there for ourselves. So I would expect it. If the door was open, I would have definitely expected him to try and get the spot. But I definitely don't want to rough anybody up too much and cause a wreck or anything. So I tried to go for it on the last lap of that first moto there, and I kind of got to the inside, but it was close to that inside and barn corner, and I didn't want to cause a wreck. So. Wasn't gonna just get too crazy.
James, what do you got for a late feature winner?
So, when you're battling for the lead here, and you know that it's hard to pass as long as I don't give second place an opportunity, how much are you really just looking in your mirror, or are you really just focusing on hitting your marks and not even worrying about what's behind you?
Yeah, more the latter, more just focusing forward. Check the mirror, obviously, and see where it's at, or the relative, see the time, distance, certain places. But, I mean, yeah, big thing is just hitting the marks, and as long as you do that, then they can't pass. So that's probably the bigger thing for me was focusing forward.
Well, great stuff as always. Congrats on a third win here this season. Let's get some shout-outs before we let you go.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out you guys for putting on the broadcast. These are fun to go back and watch. You guys have been doing a great job, and everybody on the team, Channel 199 Sim Racing, Track Racer, Pimax VR, Racecraft, and everybody that helps put on the league, Matt and those guys. This has been a lot of fun.
All righty, partner. Congrats on another successful night here tonight. Go celebrate. We'll hopefully talk to you again next week in Bristol.
Cheers.
Bristol Dirt next week. Very, very interesting. Excited for that one. But Crandon here tonight, even the short layout, it was a lot of fun.
Yep, this is exactly what I was expecting, and boy, this track never disappoints. That land rush alone is worth all the price of admission. That was an absolute blast watching everyone trying not to die, but ultimately dying very violently through all that.
Anything else to wrap up the night?
Just kind of looking forward to next week. It's a completely different type of racing, just seeing how the trucks are going to be working around the different lines of Bristol Dirt. It's going to be interesting to see and really seeing how hard it's going to be to come through the field. And I can't wait, possibly being a part of that particular race.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Before we head off air, of course, we'll always thank the folks that were hanging out with us. One was not very many here tonight. I know we had some people watching, but Joshua Matacek checking in from the dirt track and Matt Williamson checking in from the infield care center, I would imagine. But thank you to everybody that was here watching here tonight. Again, a look at what we've got coming up. We're back on air Monday night for Truck 200. The chase rolls into Iowa for round number 2, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. It's the Venom Truck Series from Michigan. Back in action on Thursday with the Max VCNC Home Designs Truck Series from Las Vegas at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Battle at Bristol next Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern as always. Excited for that one to get a little oval racing in for the Special Stage Pro Truck Series. Thank you to everybody that helps makes this series what it is. Thank you to Simrap Guy. Thank you to Team Watson Racing Setup Shop. And thank you to James Watson as well for hanging out in the booth with us. And thank you to Matt Schlosser for putting this whole shebang on in the first place. That's all we got for you here tonight. Until we meet again from Crandon International Raceway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long. And congrats to Sean Winkler and Josh Edmondson, your winners of the 2 rounds of racing here this evening. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.